can very easily fuck up your relationship with local spirits if you do these things. If you throw the remnants of your spell work into the river, if you give offerings in nature that are not fully biodegradable, if you are burying shit at the crossroads that's again harmful to local nature, if you use salt in rituals outdoors, and in general, if you are poorly informed about your impact on the environment around you. The funny thing is that many of those things that I just mentioned are considered traditional in some historical veins of magic and witchcraft. So some might say this is part of the tradition, this is known to be safe and how things have been done for hundreds of years. And yeah, sure, it is historical, it is traditional, but that doesn't make it safe and that doesn't mean that it's not gonna fuck up your relationships with spirits. And this is because when many of those methods have been first developed, people lived in a very different environment. And for example, they did not have plastic and did not have microplastics everywhere in everything. So when you see people giving offerings that are not made of biodegradable stuff or burying remnants of spells somewhere outdoors and it's full of plastic or other components that are not going to biodegrade, you can be sure that that person is actively causing harm and thus actively fucking up the relationship with the local spirits. If you throw a piece of trash into the river, how do you expect the river spirit to react? How do you expect the river spirit to treat you as a person? If you bury shit or if you use salt out there in nature, how do you expect the local spirits to see you and how do you expect them to treat you? The thing is that traditional is not always safe, it's not always better, and it's not always how things should be done. We need to be looking to our environment and be conscious about how we incorporate those methods. We need to be verifying them with the current state of the world, with the current state of the environment to make sure that it actually makes sense. I often see people, for example, saying that you can't compost pieces of your spell work or offerings to spirits once they have been used up because it's not traditional. That's bullshit. That's actually more respectful than throwing it somewhere out there or burying it at the crossroads. And same with pouring liquid offerings straight to your sink or even throwing some food offerings once they have been spent right into the trash can if you don't have a compost. It's better for the environment if you do that than throw them somewhere outside. And thus, if you do that, you are going to be in better relationships with the spirits that you are offering these things to. It should be a no-brainer. It's not, because a lot of the times tradition actually gets in the way of people using their brain to distinguish what's better for the environment and thus for the relationships that we have with those spirits. And trust me, the spirits do care and they see what you do.